Just one day after a gunman opened fire at a Texas elementary school, people across the country are trying to come to grips with this horrific tragedy. We have team coverage for you tonight. We begin with Fox 23's Quentis Jones, who has reaction from people in our community and a pediatrician on how to talk to your kids about the shooting. Good evening, Quentis.
Good evening, Ann. And many parents are hugging their children a little tighter tonight. It comes as some of them are struggling with how to talk to them about another senseless act of violence. Tonight, the nation in mourning. This as 19 children and 2 adults were shot to death at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas.
It's a horrible thing. It really is.
For Dad Chris Colley, school has always been a safe haven, but now not so much.
Mind-boggling. It's amazing that it can happen, but in today's world, it happens all the time. Unfortunately, it's getting worse.
His daughter Camille says it won't get any better until our focus shifts to mental health.
Unfortunately, I'm sure there's some other things in their background that led them to commit those acts, and I think that's where it starts.
Adam Smith thinks guns are part of the problem, but changing laws still won't be enough, he says.
I don't know much about what the gun laws would do to be able to fix someone. There's all types of things that get sold underneath the table.
Now parents are faced with the difficult task of discussing the shooting with their children. Pediatrician Dr. John Godet says many of them will have questions.
So parents should be prepared to answer questions for their children and be able to talk to them in a way that's developmentally appropriate, that the child can understand what they're saying.
He urges parents to check in on them without brushing off their concerns, because in the end, a tragedy of this magnitude is hard for anyone to process.
If the child is afraid to go to school or to worship, the parent shouldn't give false reassurances, but to say that they are working with helping professionals, such as law enforcement officers or teachers.
And Dr. Godet says if you notice a change in your child, call your pediatrician right away. More details at our website. That's myfox23.com. Quentis Jones, Fox 23 News, Hattiesburg.